Welcome to our second live video of the month. Hopefully this time it's working. Try to see if we're having the same technical issues as yesterday. So we'll give everyone also a couple of, okay, seems like it's working. It's good news. Okay, perfect. So just gonna make sure everyone who's trying to find us finds us. Okay. So, first of all, I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Andrew, one of the two co-founders of Flytrippers. I'm joined tonight by Vince. He's in the background right now, but will be joining us if we have some Q&As after my quick presentation. So if you have any questions, that's the main goal of these monthly videos. So we do 2 a month. One was for travel rewards yesterday, and today about all things travel. Of course, if you have travel rewards questions, we'll take them as well, but we try to concentrate them on a separate video because, believe it or not, some people don't like to get free travel. I never really fully understood why, but that's the kind of setup we have. So without further ado, we do these every month with short presentation at the beginning just to have a topic so that at least it's not just Q&As and informal with nothing and before it. So this month's topic is travel insurance. Not the sexiest topic, not like, yeah, we'll save money on travel, yay, we'll find cheap flights, or yay, we'll get free flights, or cool destinations. It's not as enticing a topic, but it's still important if you're a traveler. So I just want to tease our upcoming guide on this topic. We'll have all the details about this important topic. And like, to be clear, here at Flytrippers, we're certainly not in the camp of those who are scared of everything. Like, it seems like everyone in Canada is really scared of everything, always overestimates the risk of everything in traveling. Stop doing that. But still, despite that, insurance is still vital because, well, first of all, you can get it not only for free, but also you get paid to get insurance because all the good credit cards have insurance and they give you huge welcome bonuses, like $1,000, literally $1,000 to get a welcome bonus that has all the insurance too. So it's really not that savvy to not have insurance. But second of all, it's also can save you a whole lot of money very easily. And what do I mean about insurance? It's not just medical insurance. So that's the main one most people know about. Medical insurance, you're traveling, get sick, have coverage. That's one thing. Obviously, arguably the most important because, well, even if you have to, let's say, rebook a flight for $1,000, you'll survive financially, okay? So it's not fun, but it's survivable. If, like, here I'm in the US right now, let's pretend I go outside, a car hits me, no fault of my own, things can happen. Well, that could cost $30,000 because that's the US for you, right? But it's also important, every country, it can really add up to huge expenses. So the travel medical insurance is important. But there's all the other aspects. There's over almost 10 other types of travel insurance coverage that so many people don't even know about. And I know I lack empathy and I'm very mean sometimes. I try to get better, but I won't tonight because I really want to emphasize how it's so sad that people, when their flights are canceled for whatever reasons, they go on TV and, oh, boo hoo hoo, the airline didn't pay for my hotel. They're not insurance companies, they're airlines. So if you want a free hotel, it's so simple. Just pay for your flight with a good credit card. You'll always have free hotels and free meals if your flight is canceled overnight. It's really simple. Like, literally could not be any simpler. Just pay with a good card, you get a free hotel. You won't have to wait in line and go beg for a hotel. You won't be stuck in the, part of my French, shitty hotel they'll give you because it's never going to be a nice one. And that's if they even do give you one because they don't have to all the time. So you just peace out of the airport, book a nice hotel on your phone. You get to choose the hotel. You get to earn the points by paying with your credit card for that hotel, unlocking welcome bonus maybe. And you also earn points through the hotel rewards program directly because you're booking cash rate, and then you get refunded by your insurance card. I've done it 12, 13 times now. Works marvelously. It's so easy. That's like such a simple tip that so many people sadly don't know about. There's car rental insurance, of course. If you're booking a car rental, the insurance cost that the agency is charging you is actually sometimes even more expensive than the car itself, and you already are covered for damage on your credit card. Baggage delay, like if you're like me, you're pro flyer, never have checked bags, so you don't have this issue, but most people aren't pro flyers and bring checked bags. Well, they're going to lose it at some point, and if they lose it, if you paid with your credit card, you don't even have to fight with the airline. You can just go buy $500 worth of clothes completely free, get refunded. There you go, easy. There's trip cancellation insurance, trip delay insurance. Those are for various situations where you have to cancel your flight is not a refundable fare. Well, if you have a good reason, you're covered, you'll get the refund for free. Same thing, trip delay. Let's say you miss a connection. Well, you get to buy a new flight and get refunded. So super, super great things. They're all not only free, they're all included for free on cards that give you literally $1,000. So Vince will put the link in the comments for that specific card. I'll actually put the ranking so you'll see all the options. The first two cards are amazing, $1,000 in free super simple points. Second one, $800 in free simple points. Both have all the insurance coverage you want. So again, really easy to have those. And the last category, a lot of people don't know about, is purchase protection. So it's nothing to do with travel, but still, it's travel. We're talking about travel cards, so it's good to know, and it's good to save you money. So if you save money, you'll travel more. So it's purchase protection. So 90 days after you buy something, you break it, whatever, they give you a new one just by paying with your card. Extended warranty. For a whole year after your 1-year warranty on whatever you buy, something breaks, you just claim. You don't even have to talk to a human being, which is my favorite part of this. You make a claim online, they send you a check. It's really so simple. So to give you one example of this one, bought a smart lock for my home. Warranty was 1 year, precisely 1 year, and 1 month later it broke, wasn't working anymore. No reason, was worth 200, $300. Well, went online, claimed it. They didn't ask for proof. They didn't ask for anything. They just sent me the money that I had paid for that thing, and I got to buy another one. So simple, yet so many people don't even know this exists. Every card has this one. For flight delay, trip cancellation, trip insurance, most cards have it as well, but some types of coverage are only on the better cards. The better cards are actually the only ones you should even consider because they have huge welcome bonuses anyways and other benefits. So all you should do is get those. Again, they're all on our credit card ranking that Vince just put in the comments. But yeah, that's really the main types of coverage of insurance. Again, I'm just teasing this as today's monthly topic because we'll have a guide about it with a lot more details, and I wanted to approach the subject for once because we've talked about it very often. We've never had like the whole complete guide to tell you what all the types of insurance coverages work, how to use them, when to use them, all that. So the last part before we get to the Q&A is really to focus on the main one, medical travel insurance, just because want to debunk a very common myth, and there are so many myths in the world of travel rewards and credit cards. If I did a poll here or anywhere in the street, I'd say, okay, credit cards have medical travel insurance. Do you need to pay for your trip with that card to be covered? I'm sure 99% of people would say, yeah, of course, got to use the card. Wrong. You don't have to use the card to pay for the trip for the medical travel insurance, which is the most important one. So again, so easy to get for free. Even if you book your flight 3 months ago, your trip, whatever, you get a card now if it has travel insurance coverage. If you have the card while you're traveling, you're covered. That's it. It's a card. It's medical coverage. So it doesn't insure a trip. It doesn't insure a flight. It insures you as a person if you get sick somewhere. So it's not dependent on paying for anything with your card. Just has to be in your possession. You have to be a card member. You get the card member benefit for travel medical insurance. So that's a very, very common myth. So again, it means it's so easy because you should at least, at the very, very, very least, you should get one card per year to get a huge welcome bonus. should get more, honestly, a lot more. But at least if you do that, you'll always have a card with travel insurance that covers you whenever you're traveling. For the others, flight delay insurance, trip cancellation, trip delay, flight delay, car rental, hotel burglary, all those insurances insure a specific service, either a flight, either. So those you do have to pay for your trip with that card, and then you'll be covered. But that's the basics, and that's what you should be doing for all those coverages, anyways. So apart from those main ones, I would also add that for the flight delay insurance, it's really the main one, arguably the most important, just because flight delays always happen. They're always going to happen for the simple reason that flying is literally the most safe and secure mode of transportation, because they never take any chances on anything. So they cancel flights. It happens. Get used to it. I mean, there's always been flight cancellations. There's always going to be flight cancellations. If you're never getting your flights canceled, you're literally not traveling enough, and we'll help you do that. Do more of it. It's really the whole point of our website, is to help you travel for less. So ideally that you can travel more, or if you want to just splurge on your trips you actually are doing. Well, yeah. So anyways, all that to say, flying means cancellations are always a possibility. So at the very least, you'll get a nice hotel. I had some of the best hotels in the world. I've got to visit on these flight delays. Like, for example, the St. Regis Istanbul. So St. Regis is one of Marriott's most luxurious brands, 5-star hotel. I'm not a very much of a luxury traveler, but I like to splurge sometimes, especially in this case since it's completely free. So flight was delayed overnight, booked, didn't go and beg for whatever to the airline, didn't waste any time, booked the St. Regis off my phone. I think it was $500, so earned a ton of points on that, because I get 5 points per dollar on my Marriott card, as everyone should, because it's the only card everyone should have. And Vincent will put the link about that one as well. But that's on top of what I earned directly with the program. So you earn 10 points per US dollar on all your Marriott stays. And if you're an elite status member like me, you get even more bonus points. So not only you get the free hotel during the delay, which is like the baseline, that's at least what you should be getting, but you also earn a ton of points on it. And then you get another free night later by using those points. So it's double win-win. Very, very cool. So this hotel, I mean, literally they have butler services. I don't usually travel in luxury, so I don't know what that is. I didn't really know if that was a real thing, but yeah. So once you're tired, you just call them and they untuck your linens from your bed so that you don't have to do it. It's really completely useless, because like anyone can do that themselves, but it's just like, hey, yeah, I can't undo my bed. Please come and do it. So yeah, it's very luxurious. Again, $500 a night, completely free, and earned, I think it was 10,000 points on that, whatever the whole final tally was. Whole lot of points for free nights later. Anyways, so we're coming up on the 9:15. So that's pretty much it for travel insurance. Again, just a teaser, because we'll have a guide. 3 categories, if you will: medical travel insurance, other travel insurance, and purchase protections and insurance. So medical, you need it. I mean, again, at Flytrippers, we're really not like scared of everything. Like I said, we're not overly worried about things. I mean, do you know a lot of other people who go to Iraq for fun for a weekend like I did? Like, we're really not stressed out, but still, I'd never travel without a travel insurance, because you never know. It's just so cheap. Uh, Even if you do pay for it, and if you get a credit card, just one credit card a year, you'll be covered for most trips. They do have a delay, a maximum trim length, so you got to watch that. But the 2 best cards right now, the Scotia Gold that gives you $800, and the Green Banks card that gives you $1,000, both give you 21 and 25 days. So that'll cover most of travelers' trip lengths under 3 weeks, right? If you're leaving a little longer than that, you can top it up. So since you already get like the 21 or 25 first free days, they only charge you for the difference. So it's pretty minimal. And we have and I saw Vince put the link, Travel Health, of our teaser about that before our insurance guide. So you can read that. At the end has a little teaser about travel insurance, gives you two options that we've used for either topping up if your trip's too long, not covered, or even if you want an annual plan. For example, if you don't want to worry about credit cards, you can get an annual plan. It's often really cheap, especially obviously the younger you are, the cheaper it is. But that way you'll cover all your trips for the whole year and won't have to worry about it. And it's not that expensive. For all the other travel insurance, again, very, very cool to have all these things that save you money. Definitely, if your flight's canceled, if you're paying for a car rental, whatever, very easy. The trip cancellation, for example, like never pay for a refundable fare with flights. I'm going to fly my 500th flight in October. I've never, not even a single time, paid an extra for a refundable fare or a higher class fare class because, I mean, I won't change my mind. That's the first thing. Of course, changing your mind is not covered by credit card insurance, or so like if you're not sure you're going to go somewhere, well, obviously that's not covered. But if you have a good reason to cancel, if you get sick, if you lose your job, if you like your house burns down, all that, that's covered by the insurance, and you'll get your free refund without having to pay more for it. Again, all free. For example, once I had a whole trip booked to Puerto Rico for a convention, never paid for a higher fare class, so it was not refundable, but a hurricane came through literally the week before, completely destroyed the island and all that. Well, my convention was canceled, so credit card refunded me, no questions asked. So again, very, very simple way to save money. And finally, again, purchase protections, just like for everything you buy, it just makes no sense not to use it. Electronics, whatever, like pricey things, you break it in the 91st days, that's great to just get it right away. And if it breaks after a full year, you have another year of free warranty. So that covers insurance. I see that we don't have any questions yet. Add Vince into the video anyways. That way he can introduce himself, and maybe by that time, some people will stop being shy and ask questions they might have had about anything about travel. Obviously, I travel a ton, so like almost any topic you can ask me a question. Vince has actually lived in Nicaragua for 7 years, so he's a very knowledgeable expert about that part of the world. He also knows a lot about hostels if you have questions about hostels. And yeah, so Vince has been with us for a couple months now, so glad to have you on the team. And yeah, so we have one question. Good.
We have one question. I will first put the link for the newsletter so everybody can join that newsletter to don't miss the guide about insurance that will come really soon.
Yeah, good idea.
And we have our first question. How to book econo instead of basic fare in the Amex travel portal? I don't see the options to change the fare type.
Okay, I'll give you the best tip about booking with Amex Travel, and it is, here's the tip: don't do it. Don't do it. Don't book there. There's no reason to book a flight on the Amex Travel website. Book directly with the airline. It's going to be the same price 99% of the time. If it really is cheaper on Amex Travel, that's a whole other topic, but it rarely, if ever, is. So just book with the airline directly. I don't know if there was a specific reason you were trying to use the Amex Travel portal, but you shouldn't really. There's no, I mean, off the top of my head, there's really no scenario that comes to mind where you should book there. And this applies for any third party for flights. The only reason is if the price is significantly lower. Okay, so that's what I thought. So Rahul, he wants to take advantage of the $200 annual travel credit as part of the Platinum card. So you don't have to do that. So even better, go on Amex Travel, book any refundable hotel. That's over 200, obviously. So book something like $204, Miami, Bangkok, doesn't matter. Just a refundable hotel. Apply the credit on the portal when you're booking. Wait for the credit to post your account. Takes a day or 2 days, whatever, a couple days max. As soon as your credit goes on your statement, you can just refund the hotel. They'll let you keep the credit. You just cashed it out easily 2 or 3 days. Don't have to wait until you have actual travel to book. And more importantly, you don't have to book through Amex Travel. You get to keep your $200. So that's a little pro tip for you there. Great way to cash out the money right away, because $200 today is worth a lot more than $200 in a few months, as you know, with our government's spending and the crazy inflation. So just better to get it right away in your pockets. It'll apply to your statement credit and you'll get the hotel refunded. So that's how I use my annual travel credit from the Platinum card. Works for the Amex Gold card as well for those who are interested in that one. It's the top one this month for more lucrative points like that. It gives you $930, not quite as much as the one that gives you $1,000, but Amex points can actually be worth twice that amount, 3 times that amount. So the value is unlimited. It also has 4 lounge passes in Canada. Not as good as Platinum card that has unlimited lounge access all over the world, like I used this morning in Guadalajara, Mexico. But you get at least 4 passes in Canada, so it's better than nothing with the gold card. And that one gives you $100 credit. Same principle. You apply it to a hotel, refundable hotel. You refund the hotel, and you're all good. And I think we have a follow up about this. Yeah.
Can you do that tricks every year for the credit, or it can get flagged at one point?
I mean, there's no predicting the future, and worst case, like the literal. Okay, so first of all, I've had the Platinum card I think for 7 years now. For that unlimited lounge access, I really love. I travel a lot, so I love the unlimited lounges. I've done it for 7 years, never had a problem, never heard of anyone having a problem. Can they change it in the future? Of course, always possible. Worst case, they'll just claw back the credit, so you'll be exactly at the same point you were. You refund the hotel, they'll retake the credit, then you're back at square one, then you can actually use it normally if you have to, but it's been 7 years and they've never done it. So there's no indication that will change soon, but we never know. But for now, yeah, just cash it out for sure. And if it does change, we'll let you know. We'll write about it. And if you are on our newsletter, you'll see about it, but I don't think they will change that in short term. So yeah, that's a great tip for both Platinum card and Gold card. The only difference with the Gold is the travel credit is just $100 instead of $200, but the card is also a much lower fee, so it all works out. So yeah. And for those, again, I'll because if you have any questions, please feel free. Last chance. We still have 8 minutes till 9:30. So if you have any questions, don't be shy. But yeah, just to go on that travel, because we do talk a lot about traveling for less. Well, that's literally our tagline. Why we launched this website is to help you travel for less. But for a lot of people, it's not just about traveling, making travel more affordable. It's also making it more enjoyable. And that with the world of travel rewards, it's really, really easy to, whether it's doesn't look as good in the background as it did yesterday for our travel rewards video. I was in a suite, 23rd floor, in the middle of Guadalajara, Mexico. Got a free upgrade to amazing room for free because of my Marriott Bonvoy Elite status. That's one way to make your travel more enjoyable. Elite status with hotels is actually relatively easy to reach if you travel a little bit. And then there's lounge access, like I just mentioned this morning in Guadalajara. Sometimes, they're not open very early. My flight was at an ungodly hour. I still regret, and I'll still regret it for the rest of my life. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm so tired. But so when I got to the airport at 4 a.m., like lounge was 24 hours, got good breakfast, got nice comfortable chair to snooze a little bit before my flight. Yeah, all for free with that credit card. So that's another way to make your travel more enjoyable. And the last thing about more enjoyable is Nexus that I do want to mention because it's our last live video before the fee increases on October 1st. So that's just about a week from now. So Nexus is the best tip for savvy travelers. You avoid all the wait in airports. That means both the security checkpoint and customs. And that is both in Canada and in the US. So it's an amazing benefit. Like, I can't believe so many people don't even know about it and miss out on this. I'm somewhat glad they do because that means there's even shorter lines for me and all other savvy travelers. But really, we want to help you. So I'll tell you, you should get Nexus, even though it might slightly increase my wait time from 1 minute to 1.5 minutes or 2 every time I go through security or customs. I can live with that. If I can help you, it's a good trade-off. So yeah, the fee will increase on October 1st. the post, I think, just put the link. Yeah, Vince put the link. It actually tells you a couple of cards have a credit that actually refunds you for your Nexus fee. So if you already have one of those cards, go ahead right away. Get Nexus before October 1st. The card will refund you anyways. If you don't have one of those cards, you could consider getting one of them. Then you probably won't be getting it in time for October 1st. Well, that's borderline, maybe. But if not, just the credit that it gives you $100 off will still be better than paying full price on Nexus. So get scenario one, if you have one of those cards, get Nexus now before October 1st. If you don't have one of those cards, you can get it, and then you'll have Nexus for discounted price after October 1st, because they'll give you a credit, and with that credit, you'll still come out more ahead than if you do paid full price right away, even despite the increase. So just to give you a real life example, and it's not just an outlier, it's literally every time I go to any airport in Canada and the US. So this morning, I flew actually from Mexico to the US for convention, about a travel credit card convention, actually. So landed in San Antonio. The whole plane went to the long line to get to the normal agents, waiting in line. I went to the Nexus Global Entry called in the US. So go to Global Entry. It's biometrics. So for privacy and personal information, that's a whole other topic, but just literally scooted down to this kiosk, showed my face. 3 seconds, it said, please proceed to agent. Got to the agent, saw on my face, link to my Nexus, link to my passport, literally said, welcome to the USA. So the whole thing took about 25 seconds going through customs. That's how quick it is. And security checkpoints, just as quick as well. So yeah, another way to make your trip more enjoyable. So all that to say, if you like to make your trip more enjoyable, the Platinum card, and Vince will put the link. Oh, I think he already did. Okay, so it's already there, not too far. But Platinum card is really I was gonna say the gold standard, but it's the Platinum standard. There's really no better card in Canada for luxury travel and benefits for travelers. Unlimited lounge access. So that what a lot of cards give you 4, 6, 10 passes. That's fine, but if you travel a lot, unlimited is even better. So, well, the name says it, it's unlimited. So you use it 70 times in a year, like I do. It's fine. You can do however you want. You also get a free guest. So it's not just for you. You get a free guest. You get automatic Gold Elite status at Marriott Bonvoy. That's 9,000 hotels. Get automatic Gold Elite status with Hilton. That's another 7,000 hotels or so. By doing, you don't even have to stay a single night in those hotels, and you get a mid-level tier of elite status. Not the highest, but better than no status at all. So yeah, among other benefits. So great travel card for those who like luxury.
We actually have one more question about the Nexus. Do we need to have a valid passport to apply for Nexus if someone got the passport that just expired and is in the process of having a new one?
That is a good question. I think you need to have it active, although probably not, actually, because you can get Nexus without having a passport. Like for those who use the land border. Oh no, you'd actually need. No, never mind. Yeah, I'm probably you need the passport. So if you go to Nexus, the official government website, it probably will tell you as well what the requirements are. But yeah, in that case, you probably need to wait. So in that case, at least if you get, well, you do have the Platinum card already, you said, so you'll get $100 credit. So it's still going to cost you almost nothing once you do have your passport and be able to, because the Platinum card is one of those cards that gives you $100 to refund partly your Nexus fee after October 1st. So you'll be good, and it'll cost you and even if you did have to pay full price, honestly, it's so worth it. You see, I took so many videos. I should write a post about them. I took a lot of videos every time I go and see the whole long line at security at Pearson or at Montreal, any airport in the US. Lines are always long for security. You get a nice express lane. You go right to the front. It takes 2 seconds. In the US, it's even better. And for some destinations, actually, even in Canada, you no longer have to remove your laptop. You don't even have to remove your belt, your jacket. It's express. It's not only the wait to get to the front of the line is shorter, you also get a faster processing of the security checkpoint as well. So yeah, great benefit for sure.
So quick answer I just found, it's you don't need a valid passport, but if you are asked to do the interview in the States, then you're gonna need the passport to cross over.
Yeah, that's true. So simpler again, especially since you have the platinum card that it will give you $100 credit. You can wait after October 20. So basically, on October 1st, the fee goes to 120. So you'll have to pay $20 after. No biggie. Really worth it. You get 5 years of Nexus for $20 net. So like $4 a year to avoid all those waits. Like it just makes no sense not to get it. So yeah. Yeah. So wait for your passport. It'll be simpler. So no more questions. If you, it's 9:30 on the dot. So like if you have a couple of you still alive, if you have any questions, last chance. And if not, again, we'll have a lot more content every week on our website and our newsletter. Try and answer all the more frequent questions we get, and try and turn those into posts where the answers are easy to find. And if not, we'll have another video like this every month for questions and answers.
We have one more. Do you know anyone that has taken direct the Toronto to Bombay flight via London? Do you have to go through security and immigration and LHR? Oh no.
That is a good question. I have not. But it's a good
No.
topic. It's a good, for a brief side note, a lot of people don't know this. There is a difference between a direct flight and a nonstop flight. A lot of people do not know that this is not the same thing at all. So a nonstop flight is what most people think is a direct flight, right? The one you want, nonstop. It's pretty self-explanatory, nonstop. You get on the plane, you do not stop, you get exactly where you want to go. A direct flight is not the same thing. So a direct flight is you keep the same plane, but you might stop. Like in this case, Air Canada launched, or I'm not even sure it has launched for a couple of months now, but relatively recent. So Toronto to London Heathrow and then Mumbai. So it's a direct flight in the sense that you keep the same plane, but you do stop in London. So it kind of, well, I could talk for hours about layovers and how people should stop getting over, should get over how they can't fathom just getting off a plane and getting on another one. But more broadly, I just don't get what the advantage is. Like, but if you're gonna stop anyways, like, what's the point of having a direct that stops? Whereas like the real connection in somewhere else might be like hundreds of dollars cheaper because it's an actual non-direct. It's probably much cheaper. You don't waste that much more time. But yeah, I would think you do not need to go through security. Well, the only experience I've ever had with a direct flight as opposed to a nonstop, I didn't have to even get off the plane, but it was in London. So I'm not sure it's that relevant. But yeah, I did. I was flying Lufthansa, so either Frankfurt or Munich. I can't really remember. When you fly 500 times in your life, it kind of all blurs together sometimes. So flying from Germany to Oman in the Middle East, and had a stop in Saudi Arabia for a run. Or actually, it might have been flying to Dubai. Again, all kind of blurs together. Basically, flying to Germany, from Germany to Middle East, and had a stop in Riyadh. So we never left the plane. I don't know, an hour to get people off, get people on, continue on. But I would assume it's similar in London, but I'm not sure. But we'll try to find that out. And if you don't find it, also you can email us. But should have that information somewhere on the Air Canada website, you'd think. But then again, airlines aren't great at communicating in general, so might not either. So
yeah. I think it depends also the place and the airline. I did the same in Salvador, and we exit the plane to get back in the same plane. So
yeah. It can be either one for sure. Not really the same topic, but just to give you an example of how rules vary. A lot of people don't know that the U.S., which pretty big country, pretty important country, pretty close to us, so it's often we have flights via the U.S., right, for good deals, good flights, good prices. There are no sterile international transits in the U.S. There is no such thing. So, for example, let's say you're flying to through Paris, Charles de Gaulle, literally the worst airport in the world. Please avoid it. But if, let's say you're going there, you can actually go through a sterile transit, which means once you get off the plane for your transit, you have two options. Do you have a connection, or do you want to go into France and leave the airport? Well, you go to the connection place. You stay on the post security air side of the airport, and you never go through anything, and you stay on that side. So you don't have to go through immigration because you're not entering the country. You're staying in the sterile international transit area. Most countries are like that. In the US, it doesn't exist. If you're going into the US, even for connection, you have to go through customs, the exact same as if you were coming to visit the US. So just, usually flight times take that into account. So leave you more time for your connection because, the US doesn't care whether you're coming in for an hour for a layover or coming in and never want to leave as an immigrant. It doesn't matter. You're going through customs, all the same. So just a thing to keep in mind for connections. But most of the time, it's much easier than in the US. Okay, so on time, we have no more questions, so we'll call it a night. For those of you on the East Coast, it's already somewhat late. I get an extra hour by being in the Central Time Zone in Texas for my convention. But those of you maybe from Vancouver still have a bit of your evening left. So thank you for those who joined us live. Thank you if you watched the replay. Again, we'll have a lot more content on our website. You can check out flighttrippers.com every day for the flight deals, obviously, that we spot, but also more content. And we'll see you next month. Thanks.
Have a great evening.